Hello everybody, Darren here, and welcome to All Will Fall, a post-apocalyptic survival colony sim where you're building and managing a towering city in the middle of the ocean. That's not all. The structures you build are physics-based, so pile on too much material in one spot, maybe dig a foundation in another, and, well, it lives up to its name. You're also leading a group of survivors split into different factions, all with their own traits, their needs, and problems, so it's not just about managing the physical resources, you'll also be making political decisions to keep the various groups happy, decrease their infighting, increase their efficiency, and unlock their full potential. This video is sponsored by TinyBuild, and for this I'm jumping into the oil rig scenario, where you have to raise this massive structure higher and higher to stay ahead of the rising ocean. There's also 8 large campaign scenarios, each with their own goals and challenges, plus sandbox mode where you can build freely and even create and share your own maps through the Steam Workshop. All Will Fall is available now on Steam with a limited time discount, so if you want to check it out for yourself, please use my link in the description below or in the top comment, and play All Will Fall now on Steam. Alright, let's see how long it's going to take before I accidentally bring this whole thing down. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to All Will Fall. Now, our boat has washed ashore after a devastating storm, and by the looks of things, being catapulted up into this here oil rig. Now, this is an interesting scenario we find ourselves in. In the standard All Will Fall random maps, the sea level actually gets lower over time, exposing more buildings, resources, technologies. However, for the oil rig, it's going to flip this concept on its head. Instead of lowering the sea level, ours is going to continuously rise, forcing us to adapt, building taller and taller, and also gather up the resources so that we can power the rig and raise itself. Apparently, it was built for this thing. This cost is going to increase depending on how many buildings and resources we have. Right now, the first raise is going to cost us 40 metal and 15 fuel. So the more weight we add to this thing, the increased load is going to cost more and more to raise it. So we got to be fairly efficient with what we pile onto the rig. So we really have to be thoughtful about how we build and what we use our resources for. Typically, these sort of gas canisters and stuff will add fuel, which you could use to power buildings and stuff like that, or blow open resources to get them quicker. But not us. We're going to use this fuel and conserve it, so we can actually build this place taller and taller. So it's flipped a few mechanics on its head. It's not recommended for beginners. I am a beginner, but we're going to give it a best shot. Now, before we get started, I wanted to go through the UI, kind of talk through everything, get everyone's bearings so we're all on the same page. Top left, research. We'll see that as we start researching things. Influence, political influence that we can use to appease the 3 different groups, the workers, sailors, and the engineers. These guys also have their own needs, and they have their own leader who can demand certain things, which can raise or lower their loyalty, which in turn affects their happiness. More happiness means more buffs. They'll move faster, they'll work better, we'll even get upgrades to certain buildings that we wouldn't otherwise be able to. So it's very important to keep everybody happy and try to push this as high as possible, and we can actually leverage that a little bit by increasing the amount of water they drink, the food they eat, and the goods that they consume. We have on the top left the water and the food. Everyone's just consuming 1 per day as by default. We cannot lower it down any further. I tried. We then have all the materials. We've got wood, junk, steel, sand, tools, goods, fuel, and the aforementioned electricity. We have the time controls here. Work time starts at 6 a.m., leisure time 11 p.m. Quite a long work day, I must say, and then time to sleep at 4 a.m., which is basically their leisure time as well. We have the time controls, the timeline, and then we can actually see that the sea level is going to rise by 3 meters in just a couple of days. So if we just lower ourselves down here, for instance, and have a quick look, quick gander, the line is going to go from where it is now up to pretty much about here. So a significant rate of change already. You can expect different bits of flotsam to kind of roll through the map, and we're going to have to kind of close off bits of water to try and catch it. We'll also deploy boats in order to help us do so. But I am getting ahead of myself. I will be, generally speaking, skipping over parts of the game because we want to get further and further into it to really make this place my own and show you kind of what we've built and progress that way rather than just focus completely on the early game. So there are going to be cuts. Now this is sort of like a puzzle city builder, especially on this particular scenario. We're going to be looking around to see different resources. We've got sand, we've got metal, super important to find that up there. So we're going to be working our way up to get that in order to do our first kind of raising of the platform. Obviously we want to get all this wood, this fuel, everything around us, and then start building people's homes and so on and so forth. So to get started, Oh, very last thing on the UI, we have obviously all of our build tools down here, but also quite importantly, we have the marking tool. Things are done by priority in this game. We have low, medium, and high, and anything that's just in reach to your standard unassigned worker, they're going to just go and gather it and store it up wherever they can. Now, if there's nowhere to store it, they're not going to gather it, but it's all about getting them access to all these different resources, so people are constantly gathering all the time. So let's begin. We're going to start off by building just some basic storage, right? We have a storage unit here, 200 capacity. Just going to go for probably there, and we'll get the food storage just next to that. Game is pretty forgiving, thankfully, with some aspects anyway, which is that you can dismantle all these, relocate them, all for free. You can dismantle anything for free, but if it breaks due to physics and falls down, you don't get it back. We've also got a way to look through the world by scrolling down here. This lowers the geometry of the map, so we can kind of just get rid of visual noise and clutter and see at the level we're working on, especially when you start building floors on top of each other. Super useful tool to be able to just see what you're actually doing. Now, we're going to be constantly getting events. We've got a day and 16 hours to decide our next move. Do we build a fishing hut, wood boiler, or wood catcher? I'm going to say nothing. No. Shut up, all of you. Now, we would get a little loyalty, depending on who we go with, but I'm going to say no. I want the 20 influence. That's fine. By the way, even on this scenario, because I played through the first few minutes, just have a look around a little bit, things have changed. Resources are in different places. So that's interesting, and also that event was different, so it's not actually the exact same either time. So what I wanted to build first was, let's just get rid of that boat, was actually, well, we have to get the technology building first, and I want to build a demolition hut. This employs workers, and they're going to go out and gather things that they can't otherwise gather. Hovering over this, you can see they're only gathering this little wood pile right now. Why not this? Well, it turns out that you have to have certain things to do this. Advanced cranes, harpoons, metal cranes, etc. Any of these will work in gathering it, but they just can't do it by hand. So a lot of stuff can be reached by hand, which is great, but a lot of stuff is blocking or impeding other things, and you'll need more advanced technologies to cut through metal and stuff like that later. So we're going to let these guys work away, dismantle their little boat here, their tiny little boat, and start loading up all this different storages, and then, well, really, I think we can get started now with our small lab. 20 junk is the cost, and it's basically a section of an airplane, which I guess they just happen to have. Let's throw it down here. So this height is the same as this height, so this will act as a little floor space for us to get over to that stuff as well if we build some stairs up to it or something. And now that it's open, we'll open up research. We've got production, water, gathering food, social, housing, and energy. I want gathering and a demolition hut. Assigned people will gather marked rubble and floating wood. So a lot of the initial rubble that's around us requires a demolition hut, which is why I wanted to start off with that. It's very important, I think, as our first research. Very important we apply to engineers to it as well. So only the engineers can do tech, only workers do demolition huts, anybody can do gathering, sailors can go out in the water and stuff, so people have their own roles. You kind of want to make sure that you're keeping people happy. They're obviously complaining that they've no homes right now, but don't worry about that, we'll get to it. In fact, we can actually start building though a little bit. So I've just spotted, right, we've got water here and food here, so at the very basic level, we'll just build a little platform over this way. We could maybe build a staircase here. Is that right? Maybe with a gap between? Yeah. And there. I should be able to reach. And once they flash green, you know that, like, you've reached them. They're accessible. We can also see just underneath the map, got some valuable crates here and here. They're going to require tools and fuel to get to. This one requires power. It's a locked entrance. We've got the fuel pump itself, which requires advanced technology to get working again. We've got tools, metal. Looks like another locked entrance. So you want to explore, figure out what's the best route to get to all these things and most efficient way to do stuff. So everyone's working all the time, which I'm obviously the most efficient gamer, super efficient gamer. So we have no problems to worry about there. By the way, tech does cost resources, so we need junk and we need wood just to progress tech. So I think we'll actually need to kind of get up to this junk if they want to progress tech any further. It looks like it's stalled already. So let's get that going. Super efficient, like I said. Alright, we got our demolition hut, so we'll just build that anywhere around here. It'll be fine for now. Now, the edges of your build space are actually really valuable real estate. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Why? Anybody in the comments know why? It's because it has access to the sea. If you want to be able to do fishing from the sides and also put down things that will catch anything that floats on by. So we want to kind of reserve that as much as we can. So we want to build inside wherever possible. Alright, gonna start building just along here as well, so we can go get that piece of material. We'll just add a little pathway maybe about here. Add a pathway that goes across. And some stairs. That should be okay. Then we'll have to reinforce it, just a smidge. And that should be that. So it was flashing red earlier because it wasn't supported, but once everything kind of came into effect, we're good to go. So we can pick up this. We can also now reach this, and we can also reach this. So we've just gained access to a slightly upper level, and we've used our research building as sort of leverage. We've got very strong support on that, so no problems. We now assign workers to the demolition hut. So we want to basically put them on anything that's a blocker, right? So we can basically say high priority on cutting through here and here. Maybe a high priority on cutting through somewhere like here. Anything that just gets us through these levels will be ideal. Alright, so we've opened up this container. Everyone needs it. We found a bunch of resources in perfect condition. It seems everyone could find a good use for it. Workers need equipment. Engineers need it for cranes. Sailors need it for boats. I need it right now. So 30 junk plus 10 influence. Yes, please. And anything that's going to get us free materials, I think is going to be real important. We're going to have to probably be lacking a little bit on the happiness front for a while, and that's okay. Alright, we've opened up another one. Chocolate. While scavenging around, someone found a box of chocolate bars. This might be the last time we ever get to eat chocolate again. Give it to the workers, engineers, sailors. I will use it as treats for those who listen to me. Yeah, go on then. We'll just get more influence. We're at 60 out of 120. That's pretty good. Means that if we get new events and stuff, we can kind of cash that in for other benefits. I would say we should go with the simple boat so we can actually gather that stuff that's floating on by. Or the wood crane so we can actually gather what's above us. Both are good. I guess we'll start with this one first. The simple boat. So I'm thinking that we could do housing in a grid around like this, and in the center have a rain catcher so that the water flows down from the roof tiles into it. Alright, we're building up a bunch of houses, but we just had a new event. Drifting wood. Our base has been hit by some drifting wood. Morons don't let it go. So we spend that influence to get a little bit extra. We're not being the nicest ruler right now, but it has to be done. Alright, we've built a little shanty town, which should be perfect for our rain catcher that's going to go into the center of it. I think. But that's not going to happen for a little while. We do have some pathing issues. I think that should be full reach now. Yeah. The only problem is getting on top of this even again. I guess we could build out from the sides, though, to reach over. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. It'll make sense why I've done it like this soon. Alright, so we're after getting the fishing hut. I think that would just be perfect somewhere like here. Totally reasonable place to place it. And then we'll also go with the dock. Just next to that. And then the boat can go down below. We should stockpile. You know, you're capable of making a good decision. Let's focus on water or on food. I'd say water. I'm preparing for the rain catchers and everything here, so this one should be easy enough to do. Very nice. We can see our boat is after prioritizing getting the junk that's here. There's also a bunch of wood around here as well, which is quite nice, so free materials effectively that are getting caught on the rig. Alright, so I've actually just installed the rain catcher. So we've just unlocked it. It has 0 efficiency right now, right? It's not raining, of course. I put it in between the 4 houses. And there's 4 houses underneath each of these. So we got room for more people, I guess, to move in. Each house can support 2. So we have 16. We've currently got 12 people. So we've got room for 4 more people. Now the reason I've laid it out like this is because we can also now research the rooftops. And rooftops can then angle the water, they can slant down into it. And when it rains, the water will run into it and get an efficiency boost. So we should be collecting a lot of water from just one rain catcher. Although, as you can see, it's taking up a lot of space doing it this way. But I think it'll pay off long term. We should be getting a lot of water. Currently, we're still burning through 12 per day. We haven't built the wood burner yet, though, which would help. But I'm going to try and hold off on it for a while. That preserves our wood, which is our primary building resource. Alright, so we've just gotten roofs. So basically, these are decorations. Decorations will improve the decor of a house, making the people living inside a little bit happier, but also ours are functional, right? So we're going to go with the, I guess, these little thin slanty ones. Now we can see the direction of water, where it's going to roll, so we're feeding that all into the rain catcher. Now, I've never tried this before. I don't know if using 4 of them would really work, but we should see the water. Oh, it actually worked straight away. It went to 500%. So it knows that this is going to work. It's like having a rain catcher on each one. So everyone is 100%, plus the thing itself, that's 500. Now, it's obviously not raining, but it's going to rain in one day. I expect to gather a lot of water. It's pure efficiency. That's what it is. Next thing we're going to place down is a crane. The crane can be placed on top of all of this debris up here. Just somewhere on top doesn't really matter, and we'll figure out a way to build up to it then. And this is going to let a crane operator then gather all of those resources without people having to walk out and get them. So let's see if we can stabilize this thing. Shouldn't be too difficult. It's pretty much latched onto the edge here. And then we'll get a ladder. And then we'll get this. It's actually stable already, believe it or not. Once they start eroding this stuff, though, it'll become less stable. And there's currently no path to it until we clear this. So we'll set a higher priority there. We could have a route around, but it's okay. They'll get rid of this soon. There's only one last little bit to go. Alright, our crane has been built. We just need to give it a little floor entrance. And then we can add in an operator, crane worker. And they'll be able to gather all of this stuff. So there's a little bit here on the edges that we're missing out on, but that's okay. We can actually move this slightly over if we wanted to, or just gather it by hand. Not a big deal. Oh, hello. We've got more people, do we? Word is spreading about our colony. People are coming here, looking for a better chance of success, for survival. Welcome everyone. 3 sailors. Sailors gain loyalty. If you can pay, they'll give us goods. Just remember, I'm the captain here. 15 influence. We're good for influence. Find another place we're full. Leave your supplies and move along. We'll actually lose sailors doing that. Oh, loyalty. Yeah. Gain loyalty of the sailors, gain 3 sailors, or gain some goods. I would take this instead. It's permanent loyalty as far as I understand. Whereas giving them goods for a while will run out, but give us loyalty in the short term. Or at least give us happiness. Alright, we got 3 more sailors. Luckily we have houses built for everyone already, so no problem there. Everyone's housed. Alright, things are looking pretty good. We're about to get our first rainy day. And we're actually starting to gather metal and sand now, because we managed to get up pretty high. There's also bundles of food up here that we can gather by hand, and then get some more junk also. So doing pretty good. There's a lot of resources in here. This can be cleared by demolition workers, so in fact we should do that. It's actually set to no priority by default. We'll just set it to low. Not a big deal, but just get in there so we can grab some of those things. And if you remember, we need that metal, of course, to raise the city. We got to raise the platform. We need 40. Not too far off from doing it. The water has come up a bit, and we're scheduled for another 3 meter rise in a couple of days. So it's going to go right to the edge, pretty much. We want to make sure we get these things before that happens. So we really need to get to those tools and the fuel. We actually have a decent amount of fuel. We're building across here, so we're starting to grab some of the material out here before we can get to the first batch of tools that I can see anyway, which is there. Ooh, they've actually gathered so much now that they've become slightly unstable. So we can just build across here. Alright, I've had to reinforce my crane. It was actually starting to become structurally unstable as it was removing a lot of the foundation it was on. It's doing really good work. It's getting rid of, like, all of this area is now pretty much clean. We have just reached 40 metal, so I'm going to commission raising the platform. 40 metal, 15 fuel. It takes 24 hours. So it's going to take a full day. Just before day 6, basically. Pretty much when the storm ends, we should see the platform get raised. Ooh, we've actually got no tech going on right now, so let's get the metal boat. Will be a good one to get next. They can gather the metal piles that float by. A bit more rare, but you do see them every now and then. They look like little containers. We actually have a bunch of wood coming in at the moment. So we want to maybe build the new thing that we just got, actually, which was the chain blocker, right? So chain blockers can be placed like here, maybe like there. And then it's just a higher chance we'll catch some of this stuff. Now, there is a storm, so you can actually see the wind direction will shift on these things. Somewhat erratically and unpredictably. But when there's no storm, it's pretty straightforward, and it seems to always be going this direction. So hopefully it maintains that. Anyway, our boat's out there. He's on the job. They're on the ball. We're starting to get a little low on food as well. And we should check our rain catcher. Look at that. We can see the water rolling right down. Boom. 500%. Rain intensity 100%. Great. The default will be 4 hours, but we're doing it in 48 minutes. Hells yeah. Now, surprisingly, I guess this is showing the average. The current per day is 20 per day that we're gaining, so that's good. It's definitely outstripping the consumption. And it'll update as the days go by. Oh, we found another box. This is full of old paintings. Paint my face on them and hang them inside every house. Or we could, as soon as money is back, we're selling them. So we could get loyalty with everybody, or we could take on 20 goods. 20 goods is pretty nice, so I'm going to take that. We're finally getting some of the tools as well, so we can actually start opening some of the crates that are down below. I'll have to just build over to them though, so maybe Something like that should be okay. And that gives us reach. A regular path probably would have been enough. We also then need to have a way to get down here and build a pathway over. So maybe there. Alright, now we can actually send 2 sailors down to go access this valuable crate. Another thing that I was kind of playing around with that you can do is you can actually paint things. So if we switch to concrete squares gray, and we do paint mode, we can actually just paint along here, and it kind of blends it in a little bit. Now, it's a little cheating, you know, I'm painting wood gray. But it kind of works. At least at a glance it looks like it's all part of a metal structure. I do like the wood though, but I just wanted to show that you can do that. We've also got enough tools, I think, to open this, right? So the locked safe. We said that we need the tools for that. It's 10. And boom. After getting 25 more goods. I'll take that. Alright, looks like the storm is finally starting to ease off. In about 40 minutes, we're about to raise the platform, so in real time any minute now. And then, yeah, we're still stockpiling the water, 65 out of 80. We're getting there. It'd be nice to hit that in the next 4 hours, but it's tight. The rain will slow down. We are boiling water here. Major problems with the platform. Some parts got stuck while working on the platform. We tried everything, but we just can't get it out. Use our best tools. Damn, someone will have to take the risk. Or just keep working. We have enough time. This will take another 24 hours. Oh. Okay, just take another 24 hours then. Damn, what a tease. What a tease. This might be really unfortunate timing. We're at 79 out of 80, and I'm not going to get the next cycle done in time. We're going to fail the stockpiling of rations. I'm going to lose 2 loyalty with everyone. I could tell them to work night. Oh my god, it actually costs 20 influence to do that. Yeah, that's not happening. Damn, I was 1 away. I literally just needed it to rain just a teensy bit more. Or build my boiler earlier, I guess. No! Oh well. So we're at -1 loyalty. -2 with the workers. Great, all my efforts for naught. Now, fixing the oil pump, let's fix it up. So yeah, we just need more tools. Alright, there we go. The water has lowered substantially, actually. It looks so low. In fact, our catchers might not even work anymore. But it's about to come up really soon again anyway. Well, we're stemming the tide, almost quite literally. It's about to rain as well for a few... yeah, 4 hours, is it? It starts at 4 a.m., that's it. Now, we can actually raise the platform again. It's still 40 metal, but it's a bit more fuel this time. But I think we should commit to it as soon as possible, right? So let's go. Another day, and we'll lower it yet again. Or raise ourselves, I guess. Alright, built a little bridge. It needed these like little supports underneath it. And it's still fairly weak in the middle, but it's alright. It works. It gets us across now. It looks like our crane is now finally complete. Everything is done over here, so we can actually dismantle this whole thing then and get all this material back. But we have to do it carefully. Work from the top down. That's what I've learned.
Captain, hurry! We don't have much time.
There's problems with the platform again. It was supposed to be raised by now. Just keep working. It'll take another day.
Captain, we have a major problem.
Alright, so I've started reshaping the place a little bit to my liking. So the crane is removed. Everything here has been removed. It's all blank and plain. We can actually start removing even these pieces now that we've got the advanced structures, if we wanted to. So we can kind of really start to reshape the place. I've added in 2 more homes here, just over on this side, because our workforce is kind of more localized to this area, I guess. We're gathering a bunch of wood that's kind of out here. I've prioritized getting the ones that are floating away, though. We've also started to see shoal of fish starting to appear in a couple of spots, and they're temporary, I believe. So we're also researching at the moment a fishing boat, so we can kind of go out there and get that stuff. So let's see what this is. Can't get it out. Take parts of it. Let me get tools and stuff now. I'm just going to have to say leave it. We're still working up here to start demolishing and getting through this area. I wonder, should we start using... There are tools up on top. I'm kind of desperate for those. So it might be the case that we have to build some stilts and kind of walk over to it. Can this be gathered by anything? A metal boat, advanced demolition hut. We don't have access to that stuff yet. Okay, and then just some sturdiness in there, please. So now we've got access to this. This should be a high priority, I think, to just gather that stuff. What else do we have? We've got more metal, steel cable in there. And then just steel. It looks like we've almost completely taken everything available to us. It's going to be up to me then to, I guess, catch stuff from the sea. I'm a bit scared about that. Oh wow, we've gathered those tools already. That was so fast. There's actually one more pile up here that I can see. I don't know if you can ever make these. I assume so, at some point. It says we're actually consuming one per day. I don't know what that's based on. It might have been a tech that I was researching. What else do we have available? So we just got our fishing boat. I've deployed it in the water over here. So we've now got a new dock. So just for a zoom out and a recap, so this is where we started. We've got our cluster of houses, have our research and all of that. We're catching bits of wood along the bottom of the oil rig. The sea level is going to rise. Oh no, sorry, this is just a storm. That's good then. No sea level rising for a while. It's back up to kind of where it was, but we're about to lower it again in about 3.5 hours, so that's good in game. There's a bunch of things that we're waiting on, like getting, so we need more metal, we need more tools in order to fix the oil pump. So the last bit would be here, from what I can tell, for those tools, which I think should be our priority, and fixing the oil pump seems important. Building across here, though, that seems like quite a challenge, so I guess we'll give that a go next. Actually, I've decided to be really lazy, and I've just built a ladder that's going to lead straight up to it instead. Because we'd want to clear some of this first, and then figure out how to stabilize it. There's too much going on there. I was trying to build across from here to there, and it's just so difficult. So much material needed as well. Alright, we did it again. Now, how much is it going to be next time? It's probably going to be a huge amount. I'm managing to hold on, though. And what do we have here? It's a windy day. Stormy day, so no change in sea level for a while, so that's good. So the strange device that we found under here requires 15 tools, which we've got now, but it also needs 30 happiness with either workers, engineers, or sailors. We could spend the goods, actually, and this will get us an upgrade. Is there any way I could get sailors to be that happy? Housing quality is not great. We don't give them much water or food. We could try, and let's get them to... You can have some goods, and maybe we can improve your houses. There was this one, but it says it's stuck, and if we were to just use our best tools, we'll break this block, another block, and the one that's sitting on. That will cost us 20 tools, and we'll get whatever's inside. Or we could just get tools and metal. I kind of want to just do that, like just say leave it. So far we haven't gotten anything terribly good in any of these. There's something actually down there. I'm going to say okay, just get rid of it. What is this one? Oh, this requires power as well. We should actually focus power. I haven't already done that. We just got our latest technology, which was a sun distiller. So it needs to be out in the clear sun. And it creates water, right? How does that work? Distill salt water into drinkable water, requiring clear access to sunlight. Okay. Alright, so that should do. The reason I'm investing in more water is because I saw a bunch of technologies that related to it. Oh yeah, tech power is another thing. Keep forgetting about that. I'm going to keep moving on from it though, just for now. So the greenhouse uses water to produce food. Or wood cultivation, produces wood using water and sunlight. That one I'm pretty tempted to get. Anything that helps us get wood, although we... Yeah, either one is good, I suppose. Let's go with this then. Hello. What do we have here? A sailing trader. Oh. 55 water for 11 goods. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. You have just what we need. Oh, wow. 42 steel. 72 sand. Oh, I take the steel, I think. We actually have a lot, but the other stuff we can get ourselves. Steel is a bit more of a rare commodity right now. Let's go for that then. Cool. Yeah, because we need it for a bunch of tech, actually. And we have enough to fix the thing. Let's fix it up. The fixing oil pump event has been completed. Oh, there we go. The input is metal, and the output is going to be fuel. Oh my god. And we can reach this, right? Although, kind of not really. Let's see. I'll assign a worker. Oh, the entrance is here, so we have to break this open. Can we? Not yet. We're not advanced enough. So basically, to get to it, or I wonder, could we blow it open? Where do we do that? No. If we get the better explosives, though, maybe. Does it tell me... that's a good point. Maybe we shouldn't be exploding things next to the oil rig itself. But maybe we should. I'm not sure. I guess we should probably play it safe and invest in one of these things, like the advanced crane, the harpoon, the metal crane, that kind of thing. Probably the safer bet. So gathering, it'd be the metal crane would be next. Does it require power? Not that I see. Okay, let's get that as well. Wow, there's a thing there that said fuel to water as well. We've increased the happiness of this group, by the way, but not by much. This is why I was saying goods are sort of feel like they're temporary. We've got sailors gain 50% increased movement speed, so you know, we've got a little benefit finally. But they are eating a lot of food. They're consuming a lot of water, and they're eating a lot of goods. I guess housing and loyalty matters more than I thought. And they don't have any leisure at all. We should really be getting them decorations or something. Did I not get that at all? No? No. Okay. There we go. I'm slamming some decorations down. It's making a bit of a difference. 3 decoration value for like a plant pot. It's not bad. It should make people happier, right? They were complaining before that their houses are lame. Barrels. Decorations barrels. We could stick some barrels on this guy's house. Does it like that? Does that matter to this one? Decor is already 2 out of 2. Oh yeah, didn't realize that. Obviously, having something with 3 doesn't really matter because they have a limit. But they're 2 out of 2 now. These are all 2 out of 2, 3 out of 2. So that's good. Obviously, we need more tech to get better housing than just generally and start to repurpose and build it up a bit. But that should improve happiness, I think. Although that said, I'm not really seeing it change. 2 out of 8 for pretty much everybody for their quality. Nice array of housing stuff here, though. And the next one we're getting is leisure. So we didn't actually give anyone any leisure. It's because I kept glancing over the social categories. So leisure building's like a bench and a fireplace to hang out at. Doesn't give them something to do at night. Would I like to buy some people? A wandering trader has come to our settlement. Prepare to die, scum. A beacon of hope. Send out rescue parties for new people. Negative influence, 2 citizens and 1 loyalty. Deal? I don't know how I feel about this. I could use someone like you. I'm thinking prepare to die, scum. Everyone loves this decision. We gain 2 citizens. It doesn't say who, though. Just +2. Lose influence? Sure. Excellent. Alright, we gained 1 of each of these categories. And they're all happier for it, right? So we're back to 0 loyalty, 1 and 1. Better. I mean, don't mess with the old rig, you know? Alright, so we've got some chairs. I wanted it to face the sunset. So I think, look at this for a view. Huh? Sun setting, you have your little bench, your fireplace. What more could you want? And some fresh water nearby. And, you know what? A little bit of shelter. Interesting, we have an event to keep people happy. We could get 18 goods if we can keep the sailors happy. So if we just increase the amount of goods that they want to consume, we should be able to reach that and like net positive it, I think. So just for like another day or so, you can have a little bit more. Oh yeah, they are getting happier. It is working. We're at 14, 7, and 7. Excellent. The housing is kicking in. Hey, we got this up to 22 happiness. Increase happiness to 30 for at least 1 social group. If we do that, we can do some of those events. So maybe we should just push them as hard as we can. Just consume it all. We'll make you as happy as possible and hopefully just get the event done. Then we'll just bring it back down. Great news. People are supporting me. Excellent. There's no confirmation when clicking. Okay. So we've got policies now. Eat before work. Oh wow. Yellow water. Should we collect urine for more water? Life, social, outside world, and work. Wow, I never saw any of this. There's a lot more here than I thought with people. But I would like to get it to 30. So we've unlocked... So basically, our leader has the expert. Water buildings get 15% production speed. Fuel-based desalinators get 1 output. We don't have one yet. The next thing over we got was gain a little bit of influence. per person in this group each day. So we have 8 people, so 0.8 influence. So basically 1 influence a day, almost. For now. We're going to lose all this stuff, though, when we stop making them happy soon. Oh, we're looking for our friend. We're looking for our friend. The last time we saw him, he was headed this way. Should have sailed past your settlement. He's probably carrying some people with him, if that helps. Ooh, it's the guy we killed. We could say that we killed him and gain influence. He had some slaves, but we freed them. Many people pass through, can't remember him at all, and information ain't free these days. Yeah. I'll just say he's a slave trader. Was he? Yeah, sure, let's go with that. He betrayed us and kidnapped some of our people. We're now looking for them, hoping we're not too late. Sorry we couldn't help you more. Your people are happy here, maybe they should stay here. Lose influence, gain loyalty. Yeah, I'll take the loyalty. Or lose those people. No, 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 no. Keep them with me. They're happy here. They become more loyal. 3 loyalty. Now we're talking. We're at 36 happiness. Awesome. So, the strange device. Sailors can ask around about it. We've only got 20 goods left, though. And there's 2 strange devices that are both going to take it. This one says it'll... A valuable crate will be replaced with an upgrade area. But what's the upgrade? And this one will upgrade water. At least I know what that is, so I'm just going to go with that one. The strange device is being completed. Upgrade water, sailors' happiness. So let's see, is this it? Yeah, water buildings get 3 production output if we can provide power. Excellent. Yeah, that's definitely worth having. Okay, so we're about to get the next tech done. Once we do that, we'll build a hamster wheel, get people getting power going. I've had to lower this back down, though. The good times are over for the sailors. We've consumed all the goods, food is starting to get low, and we're burning through the water. The beacon of hope. People that are looking for a safe place have come to your city. Some are in good shape, while others might be injured. We can only take in the healthy ones. We can help recover the injured ones. Yeah, we're very low on food. Sorry, but we can't take you right now. We'll take the 1 extra, I guess. He was an engineer. That's good. Alright, let's find more people, I guess. I don't see... Excuse me, why not to just keep this going? Oh, because it costs fuel. Not yet, no. Just because, we don't have... We have a lot of unemployed people, so there's no need, really. Okay, so I've been looking through the policy tree, I understand it. So, basically we've got a very simple one here. Like, what's the situation we do with fertilizer? Do we prevent contamination, or do we not waste the waste? It costs influence to pass these, so I can't really do any right now if we don't have any influence. But that's effectively how it works. I just saw so many of these different options and was kind of concerned about them. And then basically if you push more towards freedom and order, you get different benefits and drawbacks. So yeah, so until we get more influence, I can't really do too much with it. Interestingly, we're actually in a period of low tide right now, so our catchers aren't going to catch anything, and we're actually about to raise the platform in a couple of hours, so we're going to go even lower. I don't know if that strands our boats or anything, I don't think so, but yeah, it's kind of funny just seeing the situation. So being this low, there's all of this available material now exposing itself that was stuck to the pillars. So it's just kind of interesting little buff. So that's going to last for a little while longer, then we get back to high tide, which is kind of where we permanently exist. It's going to rain then, and then we go low tide and then high tide again. So this is going to happen twice. Alright, just like that, we have successfully raised the platform yet again. We're doing pretty well, keeping ahead of stuff like that. I'm not doing so good for the food. We've actually taken on just 3 more engineers right now, and we should be operating the crane for the first time. So we're starting to clear out some of this debris. So that's going to be great for metal, right? We've got a consistent income of metal, and we can actually reshape the place almost completely. If we decide to, we can start lifting up all of these like metal components here. Well, that's going to really help with is clearing out this area so we can get here. We can then give the metal in here to get fuel out if we want. But I don't think we even need to do that for a while. There's also then bits of metal rubble here and stuff that will help us get it. We can also get a metal gatherer later if we really wanted to, but my primary focus right now is solving the food problem, the food crisis, frankly. And this guy should be just going here, yeah. Nice, good. Doesn't have far to walk. Rising City, we have the event again. This time it would be 77 fuel. So you can see, you just have to keep getting the metal in, get this thing running so we can do the fuel. Haven't seen a permanent raise in a while, though. This is high tide will raise by 8 meters, but that just goes away, doesn't it? Lowers by 8, goes up by 8. Yeah, so nothing for a while anyway. Not too bad. And food is getting a little bit better. We're only at -1 per day now, so starting to kind of climb out of that. Now, the interesting thing with the electricity, as we start gaining, it should be that this thing starts providing a buff. So our water production buildings like this will start earning more, I think, anyway. I don't think they got to be connected or anything. It just says 3 production output for water buildings. I wonder, does it include the rain catcher? I wouldn't think so, but maybe. Workplace accident. Someone was injured while working in critical condition. People like him put everyone at risk. Shut the door. So here's the plan. Oh my god. We're gonna eat the guy. We either lose the guy, or we try to keep him if we can afford the food. We might be able to afford the food. The water should be easy. I just have to give it some time. Either that, or a choice will be made for us, so we'll probably eat the guy. Build a watchtower was the other thing as well. That's 11 hours. So we need to do that in tech, unfortunately. It's only 20 wood. I guess we could do that. Alright. Mainline that then, I guess. There's a lot of material down below. Now that we have a nice, real low tide. Look how low it is. Got loads of stuff exposed. Hopefully, if anything, we should say, like, this bottom stuff. That is, like, the highest priority, right? So we should paint that. And just make sure they... Whoop, that one's maybe not so important. Just the bits that are attached at the bottom. And that's a high priority too. Fishing boats out there and everything, so we should be good. Oh man, yeah, the fishing docks I don't even think can reach the bottom. Yeah, everything's stalled. Damn, no valid clearance. The high tide is like... Or the low tide is too low. It's like interstellar low tide. It's super low. 4 power for here. We actually have 4 power, so you do store it, I guess. Amount versus capacity. Production 13 per day, 8 average per day, 1 per day consumption. So that must be taking effect then if it says that we're consuming something. Yeah, it's working. Water should be gaining nicely. I assume once this rolls up to full, that's when you get it, I guess. Alright, we got our first watchtower. It just says it keeps an eye on the horizon and who knows what we might find. So, buildings with workplaces get 10% production speed for the effects. Oh. So, I actually put this around nothing, so that would be okay. But if we put it overlapping certain buildings, they actually get a buff. I didn't realize that. Keeps an eye on the city and the horizon. Yeah, I guess it might also have an increased chance of finding events and stuff. But yeah, that's cool that it actually buffs buildings. We can move it a bit later, but I'm happy to keep it just where it is for now. It's okay. But that would be good. Putting it on the food, the fisheries and stuff might be nice. Oh yeah, we've got someone in there actually just chilling. The power that we build up as well, by the way, actually works for the leisure building. When you get the thrift stand leisure building, it needs power for people to go hang out at night. So I guess your accumulated power during the day gets spent at night. Alright guys, that's going to have to be it for All Will Fall. Remember, this was a sponsored video, so thank you again to TinyBuild for letting me showcase it to you. I think the game is dope, genuinely, and I'd like to continue playing it actually. So please do like the video if you want to see more. We can continue this scenario a little further. I was hoping I could show you more intricate building. You know, this is probably the most advanced thing I built, which was just like a basic bridge. I tried connecting a bridge over here, but just the distance is too great. I need metal support beams, and we just don't get that until a little later. Also, I'm just super tight on resources. I'm just really tight on wood all the time. But I was starting to kind of shape the place to my own. We're getting our own sort of platforms. We're filling out some of the edges and things like that. I know that I've built things just almost for the aesthetics of it, but soon we'd be getting like the level 2 houses. People would be happier. We could start working on some of the policies. We're getting electricity going. So we're definitely making good progress, and we're keeping ahead of the rising tide, which is obviously the whole focus. But I think politically I'm suffering a little bit, you know, no influence. I can't really do any policies yet. We're not appeasing people very much, so I think it's important that I focus on those leisure activities and all of that kind of stuff. There's always it's just pulling you in all directions. It's like, okay, I need to do this, but I also need to survive. We're low on food, etc., etc. So it's cool. It's really, really cool. And then opening up those like hidden crates and containers and stuff and getting little benefits and things like that. That's been dope. So I was also just starting to kind of paint things and try to make it my own, and there's still some little hidden gems every now and then. We also have to build across to this, or at least a nice stable way up and around towards it, so that we can start reliably turning that steel into fuel. And hopefully getting our tech good enough that we can pull in the steel. But anyway, you get the idea. So that's going to be it for All Will of All. Remember to please do like the video. Check out the game on Steam. I'm using the link in the description. It does help me. And if you'd like to see more games like this, please do let me know. That's going to be it for me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.